You actually need to learn how to lie to the universe to get what you want. And today you're going to learn how to do that exactly in 4 simple steps. You're going to learn how to choose what you want, then how to ignore reality, then how to lie to the universe, and finally watch reality give you what you want. All right? And all of this is backed up by a timeless, immutable law that works. Before we go into the steps, I'm just going to spend one moment going over the mechanism. Because if you don't understand why this actually works, then how can you develop faith and be confident that it will come? Because your responsibility is step 1, all right? Step 2 and step 3. But step 4 is not your responsibility, and that's where most people fail. So Luke 8:17 says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. Nothing can be hidden that shall not be known and come abroad." What this means for you, it says whatever identity, whatever feeling, whatever belief you have about yourself and your life will be made manifest in your reality. You cannot hide your beliefs and your identity because they will find a way to be manifest. That means that if I can change the way I look at things, the things that I look at change. That's how it really works. If I change my conception of myself, if I change who I am being, then my world can manifest that new thing. And that's how we go into step number 1. Most of us don't even dare to ask for what we really want. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. It's that deep, deep desire, that thinking big that maybe you've shut down. Because society will tell us that that's irresponsible, that that's delusional, that that's too big, that that's not for you. But I want you to put that aside and give yourself permission to be free and to ask for what you really desire. Like, really dare to ask for bigger and greater things because you deserve them. Matthew 18:19 says, "If 2 of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven." The 2 of you that agree on something is your attention and your desire. And when you lie to the universe, there's a point where your attention and your desire become one. And that's when the 2 of you agree on something that will be manifest on earth. And then the Father, your consciousness, your awareness that lives inside of you, brings it into manifestation from heaven, from your mind, from feeling into physical reality. But step 1, take time to choose what you want. And if you don't know what you want, you have to still the mind. You need to go into silence. You need to create space every single day and discipline yourself and understand, what does my heart and my soul actually want? Because if you're living your reality, if you're running your business from your ego, then you're going to have a very unfulfilling, empty, and limited life. Because you're not serving your true self, you're serving the ego, right? And the pleasures of the ego are very instant gratification like, right? They're not real. They come and they go. The only true attainment for you is to follow what your true self wants. And in my experience, at least, I found that it is the desire to expand the truth, the light, and the love that I am, so that I can share that with the world through my business, through my mission. And that could be the same in a way that works for you. That's what we came here to do, is to express more of that love that we are. So choose what you want. And then we go into step number 2. Yeah. So let's say that you chose to be rich or richer or wealthier, then step number 2, you must ignore your current reality. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the convictions of things not seen. That's beautiful, because this more richer, abundant reality hasn't made manifest yet. But as you're going to learn how to lie to the universe, you're going to bring that into a reality that lives within you. So step number 2, how do we ignore our current reality so that we can upgrade and level up into a new reality? This is how we do it. You need to close your eyes and you need to say and feel, I am. So you can, in a way, rise above the limitations of your reality. So you can rise above the current perception of yourself. If I'm aware of already being wealthy or rich, but I want to be richer, you need to be willing to let go of the old identity that was limiting. So when you close your eyes, and you can do this with me, to ignore reality is to simply go into that state of unconditioned awareness where you don't have any pre-programmed limitations about your life. So you close your eyes and you say and feel, I am. I am. I am. I know I am. What you're doing right now is you're, in a way, reaffirming your true nature, your true self. You are expressing the name of God within yourself, and you're saying, God in me is. God in me is. And you know that God has no limitation. And when you say I am, you are rising above the illusion of the separation between you and God. And now you understand that God lives within you. And that's how you ignore reality. And when you start feeling like you're floating, okay, that you're no longer thinking about the thoughts that you think about every day, when you don't have the inner critic, when you don't have the guilt, the shame, the worry in your body, then you know that you fulfilled step number 2. You have to follow every step in the right order. So I choose what I want. Then step number 2, I ignore reality by rising and feeling myself to be I am. And when you feel this floating, expansive feeling, that is your sign that you're now ignoring reality. And you can open your eyes or you can keep them closed, whatever you want. And this is where we jump into step number 3, which is lying to the universe. And the way that we actually lie to the universe is by using our faculty of feeling. And it's not just feeling that I am rich. We need to intensify more and more until we break that emotional ceiling, that mental ceiling that we put on ourselves, where we didn't allow ourselves to ask and receive greater and greater things and achieve greater and greater things. It all comes back to you and your self-perception. So this is how you actually lie to the universe. Right now, in this unconditioned state where you have ignored reality and you feel peaceful, you feel floaty, you feel whole, right? You feel good. There's no problems, there's no worry, you're just kind of floating in space. Here is where you start to agree, the two of you start to agree on the thing that you want. So right now, you're separate from your desire, or in better terms, you're separate from the feeling that you will receive from getting the desire. right? If you think about it, you only really want that achievement, that goal, because of the feeling or the essence that that will bring you. Yeah. If I want to be richer, what I really want is to feel richer, and then of course enjoy the material things of being richer. Yeah. But to enjoy those material things of being richer, what is behind that goal is to feel richer. You see how that works? So even if, of course, I want to enjoy, better clothes, better houses, better experiences in life, travel more, it's because I want to express more and feel through those experiences the feeling of being rich, right? I want my consciousness, I want my identity to feel more and more rich. Yeah. So that's the essence that you are really wanting. Yeah. And this is great news, because right now you don't have it, and you have to lie to the universe in order to receive it. And to lie to the universe is to simply sit in this unconditioned state and start lying to the universe by feeling that you are already that richer version of yourself. This is the first mini step. Okay, you need to go higher. This is what you probably know. But in that moment of silence, there's going to be a challenge for you, right? You have to consciously intensify the feeling of being richer. It works in that way. And so you need to go higher and higher. It's like the same mechanism of clouds. Okay, the cloud needs a certain level of a percentage. It needs to reach 100% of condensation for the cloud to precipitate rain. Yeah, so it's the same way with feeling. You can't lie to the universe by giving it a small lie. It needs to be a big lie that fulfills that 100% level of condensation. And instead of the cloud, you do it within yourself. You do it in your consciousness. And the way that you do that is by feeling, I am rich. I am free. And you need to feel and claim yourself to be that now. Okay? And you're gonna feel like you're going higher. You're gonna feel like you're going lighter. This is literally the blueprint. But what happens is your old reality and your old self and your old problems don't want to die, right? They want to keep you stuck in that matrix. They want to keep you stuck in that old reality. So what you need to do, and this is what happens, I'm going higher into feeling and intensifying the joy of feeling rich now. All right, you go in a way, you start transcending time and space. Like really, you can give yourself this experience that feels like a miracle. And what happens is, as you go higher, there's more and more resistance from the old reality. And so you try to go higher, and this reality here is like, no, you need to go down again. You need to remember your problems. You need to remember how you grew up in your life. JP, David, Amy, you're not that rich. You're not that wealthy. Look at what happened last week. Look at what happened last month. Look at how this deal didn't work out. Look at how this happened. And so your mind, the only opponent you need to beat, will try to bring you down, right? And if you put your attention there, and you lose yourself there, if you lose your consciousness there, then you're again accepting that old reality, and you're being dragged down. Okay, you're getting heavier and heavier, and you can't take off into the new reality. And so if you go down, and if you choose that, then the cloud will still reach 100% of condensation, but the rain, the manifestation, the achievement will be based on your old reality. And that's why we feel stuck in patterns. That's why we self-sabotage. That's why we keep repeating unconscious patterns in life, business, and relationships. is because this ceiling hasn't been fully broken. You haven't fully lied to the universe by feeling that you have what you desire. Because if you have the courage to redirect your attention and you discipline your mind, and that's sometimes the hardest part, and you take yourself back to the feeling and you say, you know what, I am and I feel and I claim that I am richer, I'm free, I'm powerful, I'm wealthy. And I go higher into the feeling and I feel joy, and you can start breathing deeply in and out and knowing how God in you is creating this desire for you. And you start to break free from the old paradigm until you feel so much joy in your body that it starts to reprogram your identity. And you break that ceiling, and you break it when you feel like a thrill. It's like this inconceivable joy that you feel from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet as one single statement that the lie that you created and that you told the universe has now actually already become a truth within your body. Because now your attention or your consciousness and your desire have become one. Okay, and you both have agreed, you both have become one, and now it will be done by the Father in heaven. Now God in you, your consciousness, because you have fulfilled those steps, then now nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. And there's just a waiting period where you are relaxed, where you are in peace. You're no longer struggling or doubting yourself to feel if it's gonna come, because when you fully become one with that desire, what you're really doing is you have become one with the feeling that you wanted. And now you don't even need to quote unquote achieve the goal, but you will. Because now you don't need to achieve the goal. Now you are the goal. And in more clarity, you are the feeling, you are now the consciousness, you are now the identity that has that goal, because you felt it so much that you became one with it. It's very simple, but very, very deep. And as you understand the mechanism, once you are the thing, you must have the thing. And you will do the thing that has the thing. So your goal is now guaranteed to come, just as the night follows the day. But you need to develop unwavering confidence in the timeless, immutable law. So once you have fully lied to the universe, you are now in the state of being that you are richer, that you are free, that you are powerful. And as you come back into reality, what I want you to know and what you must understand is that you just went into a movie theater by yourself before the premiere, and you watched the end of the movie, and you know how the movie ends. Because you just felt it, you just became one with it. You went to the end of the achievement of the goal, and you became one with it. So now what I want you to do, as you just wait in relaxation for the universe or reality to give you what you want, I want you to always remember that now you don't need to plan, you don't need to do, you don't need to think about how you're going to do the goal, because it will come to you, right? So you know that movies, the next time you go into the movie, still keeping in the same line of the analogy, now let's say that you go to the premiere and everybody's watching it, right? And there's characters and there's challenges and there's a climax and everybody's crying or laughing and holding onto their seat, and it's like all of these emotions, but you're just chilling, you're relaxed, because you know how the movie ends, and that's what matters. And now all you have to do is literally sit back and watch reality give you every single day. I promise you that it comes, and I'll give you an amazing example so that you take action in it. You Watch how the movie unfolds until it reaches the end. And that's self-mastery, that's manifestation, that's how you outsmart reality. Because now you know how reality will finish reprogramming itself. And all you're doing is waiting and observing as reality does that in real time. Because again, nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. And now you have this inner secret. You have become richer and more abundant if you follow all of the steps, and then you simply allow the law to work. For example, I did this in about 30 or 45 days ago. And I did it, I had never done it in my life. What I'm sharing with you today, it took me 8 years. And as I did it, I wanted to claim myself to be richer and free. And so I did it, I reached that thing, I broke through that ceiling. I know that I became one with that feeling of joy, with that new identity. And in literally around 2 or 3 weeks, there were so many old opportunities, old relationships in business, in life, that just started to end. Like the cycles were ending automatically, and I didn't force it. It was just given to me as part of my next steps. And so I took in the insights. I took action. Of course, you need to take action. That comes through alignment. And as I did that, I knew that I was letting go of the entire reality that was built by my old self and my old consciousness, because I understood that I needed to do that in order to receive and to fulfill all of the new achievements and goals and destiny that I wanted. So I knew, and I was like, I need to move back to Panama. And I moved. And literally in 2 weeks, I got one of the most amazing clients to work with their business one-on-one, and do it in an industry where I'm really passionate about, where it's a real holistic healing that's helping people around the world, in the US as well, heal from conditions that they've had a lot in the past. And so I get to come in as the lead that's going to take care of the marketing, the messaging, everything. And then through my experience in consciousness, I'm able to also pass along this experience to the CEO, to the owner, to the team. And I get to lead this team from integration, from wholeness. And then of course there's contracts, there's clients, there's percentages, there's payments, there's a lot of money that comes to me. And it was so easily, and that's just one little example, but more and more I just sit back and see reality give me what it wants. And anytime the mind wants to doubt, I always come back to this video, to this truth, and understand that God is in me, and all things are possible for the one who believes. And all you have to do is believe in yourself. But of course, there's a battle that you have to win. You have the full freaking blueprint here. I want you to imagine that you just paid me $5,000 to receive this blueprint, and it is so valuable. And I want you to apply it and live it every single day. There's no questions unanswered. You can go and execute this for yourself, and please do it, because you deserve it. You deserve to go from information to integration and transformation. That's where heaven really lives. You need to take the aligned conscious action. And if you want to get there faster and easier, okay, if you want me to help you and support you to getting there, it would be an honor to do so if you are ready to show up for yourself. Because there's something that allows you to make this journey way easier, and I haven't addressed it until now, and that is your deepest subconscious programming that is in a way co-creating your current identity. So of course you can take the blueprint, you can live it and apply it. This process just allows you to deprogram from your nervous system, from your mind, from your emotions, all of the past, all of the wounds, the limiting beliefs, the programming that you received from society, the belief systems that you have inside. If you want to do that, there's 2 ways that I can help you with my True Self methodology. And I highly encourage you to take action, at least on the challenge that's below. That's the first link, is a 30-day wealth expansion challenge, an identity expansion challenge. And for 30 days, I've chosen the best subconscious reprogramming sessions that I've created through my own modality. And it allows you to pluck out and purify all of these weights that are adding, allowing you to go higher into acceptance of the truth. And then path number 2 is if you are an established and successful entrepreneur and you want to scale your income and impact with this beautiful integration. This is for you if you want peace, purpose, and profits. And there's a video for both offerings and both paths. I have a video that you can watch in 5 to 10 minutes where you get all of the information about both offerings and paths and see which one aligns more with you. I'll leave you with that, and remember, you literally have the blueprint to claim and to be and achieve anything you want by lying to the universe. Go and claim this inner power. Go and remember who you truly are, because the Creator lives within you and you are one with it. What are you going to do with this limitless power that lives within you?